wardrobe a little bit.
I would have thought that they would have said that if you dressed a little provocatively, kind of sexy, because it seems like most of the statistics are showing that women who wear makeup and, you know, look a little flirty at work actually do get promoted.
Or if they go to Dr. Jordan.
Yeah, they'll get the job.
I mean, it also goes to show.
Flirty, sexy, yes, but over the top, no.
We were doing our photo shoot the other day, and Dr. Warden goes, "Can I have one more?" Did you not?
He really did.
And he didn't
Maybe
get the photo shoot. I mean, I almost saw your groin. It was so. I was like, hey, whatever program. That was our show for the day.
He's taking your job.
This is home. WAAY 31 Hometown News starts now.
Extensive damage from severe weather both in Alabama and in Tennessee. Right now, the National Weather Service is looking at that damage firsthand, and they are determining for certain what happened. In the meantime, people are left to clean up what is supposed to be one of the happiest and holiest nights of the year. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Bill Young. WAAY 31 crews throughout the area will continue our coverage in just a moment. First and foremost, though, we want to turn things over to meteorologist Will Harkins, who has a better idea of what hours. Will.
Well, one thing's for certain, we definitely had some very strong storms move through the Tennessee Valley, especially over in portions of Lauderdale County and getting up into Wayne County in Tennessee. Fast Track has some of those storm reports that we've seen. You have this report coming in right here for some strong winds in portions of Lauderdale County. Small trees downed along County Road 54 between 14 and 21, and that was from that one of the storms that ultimately would go on into Wayne County and cause some much bigger problems. This storm report, this is from Lutz. The post office was destroyed, multiple homes damaged, and power lines were down with multiple injuries reported, and that was reported by Lawrence County EMA with a tornado likely with that one. So we had very strong storms that moved through the Tennessee Valley. As far as what we're experiencing right now around the Tennessee Valley, things are looking a little bit better. Not really seeing anything on radar for the time being. Very lovely, but you can still see those storm tracks working their way up through Wayne County and into Lawrence County. Very strong storms there with that, but it's nice to see that things have quieted down just a little bit, but they're not going to be too quiet for too long because Viper HD is showing storms off to our south. They're going to work their way into the Tennessee Valley a little bit later on tonight, but right now we're going to get back over to more information about this. Bill?
Hey, thanks, Will. You know, you were just mentioning a moment ago the community of Waterloo in Lauderdale County. That is right up near the Tennessee state line, and there has been a tremendous amount of damage reported in that area. Lauderdale County really is the hardest hit in all of Alabama. Miraculously, though, no injuries to report. WAAY 31's Kat Reed was there as the cleanup efforts first began.
Along this stretch of County Road 1 in Waterloo, there are plenty of houses and churches that have seen their fair share of storms, but never one quite like this. Williams Chapel Presbyterian Church was ready for Christmas Eve, but after the storm, stained glass windows are shattered and the nativity scene is partially destroyed. But one sign of Christmas remains.
And inside the church, things are blown everywhere, but our Advent wreath is sitting right where we live.
York has been a member of this church her whole life. And although the damage is upsetting, there are some small blessings the storm left, like the Advent wreath and the church's fall festival tree that still stands even though the rest of the trees fell. Mostly the fact that everyone using the church's basement as a shelter survived.
God took care of them.
And right next door to the church lives the first couple married in it. Shannon Haggard's father and mother have been living in this house since their wedding day, and he was there with his parents when the storm hit.
It was just eerie, and then we heard the sound of, I told them, I said, get in fast as you can. I'm not scared of much, but it just scared me.
Despite the considerable damage, both the Haggards and members of William Chapel Presbyterian remain hopeful.
It's hard, but I know God will provide a way for us to fix it.
In Lauderdale County, Kat Reed, WAAY 31 Hometown News.
Shoals Ambulance, Florence Fire, the Florence Lauderdale County Emergency Management Agency, all sending crews damage in Wayne County, Tennessee. In fact, while helping in Wayne County, a paramedic from Lauderdale County is injured. He was shocked by lightning. Tonight, he is recovering. Michael Vick with Shoals Ambulance says that a lightning strike hit the ground near where the paramedic was standing, traveling through the ground and shocking him. That paramedic going to Eliza Coffey Memorial Hospital and is going to be okay. Now, right now, we're getting a better idea of some of the damage left behind in Tennessee after those storms moved through several days. The Tennessee Department of Emergency Management Agency declaring a level 3 state of emergency in 11 counties. The National Weather Service is saying an EF3 tornado likely touched down in Perry County. That is where a couple was killed. 70-year-old Antonio Izaguirre and his 69-year-old wife Annie dying inside of their home. Authorities say that couple had only recently retired to that area and had celebrated their 36th anniversary earlier this month. Now to Wayne County, Tennessee. That is where the National Weather Service is saying it was an EF3 tornado that likely touched down in Lutz. That means winds of up to 160 miles an hour. WAAY 31's Christine Flores has spent the day in Lutz talking to residents and volunteers who were there cleaning up this damage.
We're at Lutz, Tennessee, about 2 hours out of Nashville, and what you see behind me is a portion of the damage done by last night's severe weather. Many locals say they're highly grateful for all the volunteers that have come out this way to help them piece back their city, calling it a true Christmas gift.
We never dreamed of this. Our church, our post office, our friends, neighbors' houses, they're gone.
These piles of debris are all that's left of a church, business, and several homes in Lutz following Wednesday's storm.
It was really a nice post office here. And to see all this brick and everything just laying out, but most of all, that American flag is still flying, and that's what touches me more than anything.
That flag is one of the few things not affected by Wednesday night's tornado, but not everyone or everything had the same luck.
It was just laying up and underneath all the underbrush and stuff. I thought that was gone.
What you see here is what remains of the Harris's in their 50s were found among the debris of their home.
We just started doing work, putting them on the boards and everything, and they ain't got nowhere to live now.
We never dreamed of this. This is just really, I mean, it's devastating.
Longtime residents say they've never seen damage like this in Lutz before. Volunteers from Alabama and other parts of Tennessee are there tonight helping with the cleanup.
The support from the surrounding counties and fire departments has been tremendous. We had injuries, but we did not lose any lives, and that is a blessing in itself.
For some, that American flag serves as their symbol of hope for the future.
This was something that was in the hands of God. God was protecting all these people here, but most of all, that American flag.
Many local volunteers have come up from different states and surrounding counties to lend a helping hand. Reporting in Lutz, Christine Flores, Hometown News.
Yeah, and tonight there is a call for volunteers out of the Lutz Volunteer Fire Department. If you would like to help out or donate anything, you can reach the department by calling the number you see on your screen. Well, storms causing a lot of death and destruction in our neighboring states, too. Tonight, I'm sad to report 10 people are dead as a result of the storms. People in parts of Mississippi and Arkansas now cleaning up today. We know that a total of 24 tornadoes touching down in those two states on Wednesday. And among the dead, a 7-year-old boy in Mississippi and an 18-year-old woman in Arkansas crushed by a falling tree. Governor Robert Bentley taking to Twitter to help to give an offer of help to those who've been affected by storms in Mississippi. Here's the tweet, quote, "I spoke with Phil Bright and offered any assistance needed to help Mississippi recover from the tornadoes. Our prayers are with Mississippi today." And things are certainly a lot more calm right now than they were yesterday at this time. But of course, that doesn't mean all is calm and bright on this Christmas Eve. Meteorologist Will Harkins joining us once again with a look at this potentially rainy Christmas Day forecast. Will.
That's right. We are dealing with some nicer weather right now, which is perfect for the cleanup, but it's not going to last. Now, you see there often in portions of southern Mississippi. That is going to ultimately head its way up here. I'll circle it for you on Viper HD. This cluster of storms right here is going to slowly work its way up into the Tennessee Valley as we head into the overnight hours. And that's just the leading edge of what's going to be a lot of rain that ultimately moves into the Tennessee Valley. Now, for the time being, though, lots of warm temperatures, 70 degrees in Huntsville, 71 in Athens, 72 for Moulton. But the continuing wet weather will go all the way through what's going to be a very warm weekend before we finally get some cooler temperatures in here. As far as what you can expect on Christmas Day, temperature around 74 degrees. We're going to have around scattered showers for most of the Tennessee Valley, with a strong southerly wind helping to drive a lot of those showers and thunderstorms. But I'll give you a complete breakdown on the exact timing and how widespread those showers will be coming up here shortly. Bill?
Hollywood 5, a man is dead after a shooting inside of a mall in Charlotte, North Carolina on one of the busiest shopping days of the year. That's all unfolding within the past 2 hours. Police say the shooting is a result of a fight between two men at that mall. The person who died among those two, another person was shot in the leg, and a woman in that mall went into labor as a result. The identity of the man who was killed has not yet been released. Also new at 5, Fiat Chrysler recalling 450,000 SUVs for two different but potentially dangerous problems. First, 353,000 Jeep Grand Cherokee and Dodge Durangos are being recalled. There's an issue with the wiring in the vanity mirror. It could overheat and cause a fire. Now, this is for model years 2011 and 12. Also, 93,000 Jeep Compass and Patriot SUVs are being recalled. Those are model year 2015. A certain clamp could be out of position, and that could cause the power steering fluid to leak. All the necessary repairs will be made free of charge. Tonight, the Madison Police Department needs your help to find some thieves who are ransacking mailboxes and stealing Christmas gifts. Take a look at this video. Police say this is one of the vehicles that is being linked back to these crimes. The driver seen pulling up to mailboxes in Madison. Police need your help to ultimately ID that driver. Madison PD says these crooks are looking for Christmas cards that may have some money or cards inside. WAAY 31 reporting earlier this month about some folks who were cutting packages from the front porch of a house in Madison. That's what you're seeing right here. Keep in mind, mail theft is a federal felony crime. If you have any information, you are urged to call the Madison Police Department. You can also report the theft of any mail to U.S. postal inspectors. You know, we just kind of expect to pack on the pounds around this time of year. Still to come, WAAY 31's Aaron Dacey going to tell you the #1 thing you're likely adding to your plate that's making you fat. You probably don't even realize it.
It's the Ross year-end clearance with hot markdowns on hundreds of items throughout the store. Better hurry to Ross before it's all gone.
Flight leaves for Los Angeles in 3 hours. Carter, pack your bags.
America's top agent,
you're under arrest,
is headed west.
Ready for another adventure, Miss Carter?
To bring a little sass.
California is going to go to hell in a handbasket.
Okay.
This case is much larger than we thought.
Maybe it's more like kick a hole. Pop in the heart. Go. Good Lord, man. Marvel's Agent Carter 2-hour premiere event, January 19th on ABC.
The Tech Alabama app shows you the latest technologies from the Tennessee Valley and their impact around the world. Download it now on Android and iOS. Download the Tech Alabama app, available now in Android and iOS.
Obviously, doing a whole lot better right now than we were this time yesterday.
Yes, and I know a lot of people are enjoying nicer weather that we're seeing this afternoon. I wish I could tell you that's going to last through Christmas, but that would unfortunately be a lie. We are going to be seeing some of those showers and storms.
Well, I was going to say, are we talking showers and storms, or are we talking severe weather?
Just showers and storms. A few rumbles of thunder possible, but certainly not severe weather, certainly not what we were expecting last night. So that's the good news. Temperatures in and around the Tennessee Valley right now, The afternoon high in Huntsville, 76 degrees. The significance of that, check out the record, 75 degrees. That was set back in 1964, so we are certainly seeing those warm temperatures in and around the valley. Shoals just shy of that point, but look at the lows as well, running nearly 30 degrees above average, so some incredible warmth around the Tennessee Valley. Yellow line there, that's the average temperature, our average high that we should be seeing through the month of December. And well, as you get towards the end of this, it actually starts going off the charts. I stopped the chart at 75 degrees because earlier this month, I didn't think we'd actually hit that 75-degree mark. Well, clearly I was wrong because we were very warm today. We are on track to be one of the warmest Decembers that we've seen in quite some time. 53 degrees is the average temperature that we're seeing through the month of December so far. And currently the warmest December that we've seen, 51.7 degrees. That, of course, goes back to about 1984. Temperatures around the valley right now cooling off a bit, 70 in Athens as well as Huntsville, 66 over towards Scottsboro, 68 in Fort Payne, as well as over in the Shoals. So we are still seeing those warm temperatures in and around the Tennessee Valley, and we're going to have increasing clouds as we go through the overnight hour. That's going to keep temperatures on the milder side as well. Viper HD shows that the valley is clear, but not for long. Off towards the south and southern Mississippi, where we are seeing a cluster of showers and thunderstorms. They did have a few severe storms down there, but we won't have to worry about that. So these showers are going to work their way into the Tennessee Valley. Might have a gusty wind and some rumbles of thunder, but nothing that should cause any concern. So going through Thursday night, tonight, showers work their way through very early tomorrow morning. Around 5 a.m. is when we're expecting most of these showers to arrive. Temperatures still staying very mild in the 60s, but it's pretty much going to be that throughout the day. Just a constant flow of showers and thunderstorms working their way across the Tennessee Valley. As we head into Friday night, early Saturday morning, showers should start to die down a little bit, but we'll still see at least a few lingering showers on and off throughout the day on Saturday as well. So very wet forecast, and that's going to continue through the weekend and early part of the work week. Here comes all of that rain around the region. You can see just how widespread it's going to be. Working its way through, starts to clear out a little bit Saturday and into Sunday. And then late on Sunday, we'll see another batch of rain work its way through, and that's going to continue. By Tuesday, though, it should clear out. We'll start to fall off a bit, and by falling off, we'll actually get closer to where we should be this time of year, which is highs in the 50s and our lows in the 30s. So pretty nice, I would say, as far as the weather is concerned. Only seeing average temperatures as we go through the remainder of the work week. Tomorrow, though, 74 degrees for your afternoon high. Temperatures running well above average, getting to 59 degrees by Tuesday, and that temperature will fall throughout the day. And, well, like I mentioned, more average temperatures as we head into next work week, but still very rainy. We've seen a lot of that lately.
Yeah, feeling I don't know, a little bit more like spring.
Yes, a lot more like spring.
It's kind of like an Easter forecast.
People want that white Christmas, but you'll be more likely throwing mud balls than snowballs.
All right, well, let's not throw any of that.
Yeah, let's not be throwing
mud. Watch your want to give it a spin.
I don't want any phone calls from parents. Hey, my kids were throwing mud at each other.
All right, thank you, Will.
All righty.
All right, let's check in with Erin Dacey. Oh, here we go.
Get through the holidays without packing on the pounds. I'm Erin Dacey. Some expert tips next on WAAY 31 Hometown News.
Liquor Express and Craft Beer Store has moved to a new location. Huge and plush tasting bar, 105 taps, and expansion 1,200 plus craft beers, local and others. Liquor Express and Craft Beer Store, just east of the Parkway at 1812 University Drive.
The Christmas season is a joyous occasion for your family, friends, and opening presents under the Christmas tree. It's also a time to celebrate and wish everyone a Happy New Year.
But please remember, if you have something to drink during the holiday season, don't drink and drive.
At Wedemark and Keith, we want to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and a safe and Happy New Year.
From our family to your family, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
We're part of a community that has always reached for the stars. We're inventors, entrepreneurs, problem solvers. Drake State has always been here serving our community, and now we're doing it faster, better, smarter. With workforce development programs that provide even more skilled employees for local companies. Drake graduates can also transfer credits and continue their education at four-year universities. Drake State, preparing, training, and educating tomorrow's workforce.
Pictures of places we won't leave behind, like memories frozen in time. These streets are old friends that
very concerned with player safety.
WAAYTV.com is the only place to see WAAY 31's in-depth investigation documentary on the risks and long-term football concussion crisis.
Changes to the brain.
Along with new information for parents and coaches on dealing with concussions. Go to the sports drop-down menu and click Concussion Crisis to stay connected to the latest on treatment, prevention, and ongoing developments that could change football. Only on WAAYTV.com.
Liquor Express and Craft Beer Store has moved to a new location. Huge and plush tasting bar, 105 taps, and expanded wine selection, 1,200 plus craft beers, local and others. Liquor Express and Craft Beer Store, just east of the Parkway at 1812 University Drive.
Year-end clearance on a brand new Civic.
According to a study in the New England Journal of Medicine, research shows while we don't gain that much because of holiday eating, we don't lose those pounds, and they add up year after year. Here are a few tips for staving off that holiday weight gain. Food is usually the centerpiece of holiday traditions. But if you take the focus off food and throw yourself into an active holiday ritual like cutting your own Christmas tree or going caroling, you'll burn calories and be less tempted to keep snacking throughout the day. You have a budget for holiday shopping, why not also have a budget for holiday eating? Pick one or two of your favorites to spend your calories on. Don't resort to sampling everything on the table. And don't gobble up your food like it's an Olympic sport. It can take up to 20 minutes before your brain realizes your stomach is full. Also, go easy on the gravy. Most recipes pack anywhere from 4 to 58 grams of carbs for just 1/4 of a serving. And you may want to avoid drinking too much alcohol, not because of the calories, but because the more you drink, the less control you have over how much you eat. Nutritionists don't recommend completely depriving yourself during the holidays because your willpower will eventually break and you will end up overeating. Erin Dacey, WAAY 31, Hometown News.
So those are some interesting tips there.
I don't know. Pass on the gravy or limit yourself. No.
It's great about the whole alcohol because you don't know what you're going to eat. You don't know what's good or bad. You're just eating anything.
Drunk eating is basically what we're saying you don't want to do. Hey, let's talk some football, SEC territory now.
You know how crazy football is in Oklahoma. Well, it's pretty big here. The SEC.
It's what I've heard.
Yeah, the SEC is pretty competitive, one of the most competitive conferences that there is, and a lot of guys committing to the SEC. We're going to get to that. Plus, Alabama, A&M, they have some big accomplishments over the winter break. I'm going to fill you in coming up after the break.
Compass Homes. We build your house the way you want it built, where you want to live. Compass Homes is flexible when it comes to your design, options, budget, and location. But we are not flexible when it comes to our production quality. We offer great floor plans in a range of sizes, from your first home to your dream home. Compass Homes, the build on your land experts. Your land, your home, made easy. One of WAAY TV's Tennessee Valley pros.
Call Alabama Comfort Experts right now for $531 off a new qualifying system. And we offer senior and military discounts, free estimates, and $62 tune-ups.
We called Alabama Comfort Experts. They came out immediately, very pleasant to talk to on the phone. This is our second home that they've serviced for us, and we would absolutely call them again.
Alabama Comfort Experts. Online at al-ace.com. 725-8874. The most comfortable call you can make.
Legendary moments you'll want to share with the world become family memories you'll cherish for a lifetime. Only at the greatest show on earth. Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey presents Legends.
Tickets start at $15. Opens December 30th at Von Braun Center.
Isn't that something? Isn't that beautiful? These young men working together for a common goal. Not just winning basketball games, but bringing out the best in each other.
I don't want to go back to that place. I can't show you the pictures.
I don't know what happened.
Boys don't do that.
It's about respect.
My son was raped. You need to be very careful with that word.
American Crime returns January 6th on ABC. Viewer discretion advised.
Explore the imaginative ways artists use air to create large sculptures and blow-up, inflatable contemporary art. Fun for the entire family. And grab your ice skates for the 4th annual Skating in the Park behind the museum. Open 7 days a week with extended holiday hours. A family tradition and an exhibit you won't want to miss. Visit hsvmuseum.org for more information.
Lights. Camera. Take 2. Carter. America's top agent is heading to Hollywood.
Gonna punch all of LA.
I could do with a hobby.
Marvel's Agent Carter premieres Tuesday, January 19th on ABC.
Your life's gonna get fab. A dash of food.
Oh, yum.
A piece of fashion.
A dose of DIY. A taste of home.
And a whole lot of beauty and business.
Fab life!
Weekdays at 2 p.m. on WAAY 31. Download the Tech Alabama app, available now in Android and iOS.
Not a lot going on in sports locally. Santa's coming to town tomorrow, so the athletes have some time off to enjoy with their families, but come January 2nd, it's back to work on the hardwood. UAH men's basketball team is enjoying their 2 weeks off. The Chargers already have 6 conference games under their belt, sitting at 5-1 in GSC play. The guys had a 4-game home stretch where they won their last 3 in a row. Coach said in his weekly presser earlier that the past 2 years have been the most impressive in their conference. He hasn't seen the amount of talent as of late, which makes for a very interesting season.
Well, our big thing is we have to understand it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. You know, 22 league games is a lot, and but it's fun. You know, if you like to compete, you're going to get to compete 22 nights against really good teams and in a good environment, a good atmosphere with a lot of intensity.
UAH is set to hit the road to take on Mississippi College. Tip-off is set for 4 p.m. UNA also coming off a hot streak. They've won the last 4 in a row. Right now, they sit at 7-5 overall and 4-2 in conference play and are in a 5-way tie for 2nd place. A lot of their help coming from former GSC Player of the Week, Demario Jackson. He's averaging about 15 points a game with a little over 3 assists. UNA also getting 2 weeks off before they take on Delta State in Cleveland, Mississippi. Of course, the Lions looking to extend that winning streak to 5. Game tips off at 4 o'clock. Meanwhile, in the SWAC, Alabama A&M also getting about a week off, and during the break, Ladarius Tabb has been named the Southwestern Athletics Conference Player of the Week for the 3rd straight. See if he can pass that up. He is the 9th leading scorer in the nation at a little over 23 points per game right now. A&M on a 4-game losing streak. Has yet to start, though. They have 1 game left on the schedule before they take on Grambling State in their conference opener, but we're going to have to wait until January 9th before we see them back at home. Well, the SEC continues to dominate in the recruiting trail. They already have commitments from 11 of the top 50 players in the country, including 3 elite quarterbacks. And it's not over yet. Alabama's holding the most recruits at 10 total, 1 of which is a 5-star, and the rest are 4. Auburn has 4 that have already committed, 1 a 5-star and 3 a 4-star. LSU falls behind Alabama with 9 total commits. And Georgia bringing in 6. Ole Miss also recruiting well. They have the most 5-star commits with 2 as far as the SEC goes. Well, that's going to do it for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Oh, my Lord! We know how you feel when you don't have new ABC comedy.
Whoa, that is some salty language there, ma'am.
Well, Wednesday, January 6th, they're back and all new.
Good to be alive right about now.
The Middle and the Goldbergs. Modern Family with Leota.
Goodfellas. Field of Dreams.
We're really not that old.
Blackish with Tyra Banks.
It's hard when you're as talented as you and I are.
Great new comedy is back.
I try new stuff, like that big pink orange I ate that one time.
The grapefruit.
Wednesday, January 6th on ABC.
To the officers on early morning patrol, the dog walkers, the baby rockers, the truck driver, and the early riser. To all the folks that embrace the morning every day and make our day just a little bit better, we say thanks. We're proud to be one of you, morning people. We're on the air at 4:30 every morning to help you get your day started. WAAY 31, Hometown News, built for morning people.
Thursday, January 7th, a new series that pits diet versus diet.
I'm on your plan, 100%.
Drop pounds or drop the plan.
This is real life.
My Diet is Better Than Yours. Series premiere Thursday, January 7th on ABC.
Going to space is the greatest challenge that we have as a species.
And I think it's the most important work that we can do because it makes our life better here on Earth. It kind of ensures that our descendants will continue indefinitely, you know?
Year-end clearance on a brand new Civic.
The beautiful WAAY 31 Hometown News Tinsel Trail is now open at Big Spring Park. Follow the path of festive trees lovingly decorated by Santa's Tennessee Valley elves. Come be part of all the fun in downtown Huntsville.
.com and click Tennessee Valley Pros to discover Robert F. Henry Tile Company, serving customers since 1933 with over 50 brands of tile. Visit us today at 4840 Commercial Drive, one of WAAY TV's Tennessee Valley Pros.
We'll see you back here tonight starting at 10.
Hairstyles provided by Teravacho Salon Spa, where the difference is in the detail. And Roosters. Roosters is just like your father's barbershop, only better.
It's the Ross year-end clearance with hot markdowns on hundreds of items throughout the store. Better hurry to Ross before it's all gone.
The Redstone Alabama app keeps you up to date on the military decisions impacting the Tennessee Valley. Download it now on Android and iOS.